I want to show to the world and to myself, that I'm still here among the elite.
Fighting out of Yuma, Arizona, USA, Kelvin Gastelum.
I was raised in Arizona.
Okay.
I grew up there my whole life, but I was born in San Jose. No, I mean, looking back at my childhood now, like I just always wanted to fight. I wanted to be a Power Ranger. I'd fight with I'd fight with my cousins.
Yeah.
I'd make them cry. My aunts hated me, because I was a little devil. I always wanted to play fighting. Not that I was like mischievous or like evil or anything like that. I just wanted to play real rough.
Okay.
So looking back, I always had that in me, but initially I wanted to play basketball.
Okay.
I played basketball. I played soccer as well. And when the time came for me to try out for the basketball team in middle school, I went out for the tryouts and they just told me, like, you're too short and too fat to even play, bro. So like go do something else, know? And then my buddy told me about these wrestling tryouts, and I was like, I didn't even know wrestling existed at that time. I was like 11 years old.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and tried out for wrestling, and ever since then, I mean, I think I feel like something that's what made me fall in love with the sport. That day, I guess, when I went to those tryouts and I got my ass whooped, I fell in love with the sport right then and there. And so that was another aspect that kept me, going back to wrestling practice instead of hanging out with the guys that I was hanging out with, which at the time weren't the nicest dudes. I didn't go to the nicest schools. I wasn't living in the best part of town, you know, and my family comes from very humble beginnings, so I was definitely hanging out with the wrong crowd at the time. The people that make me feel like I have a place that I belong is really what it was. I think. I mean, I didn't grow up with a dad, so maybe subconsciously I was looking for somewhere to belong, you know, and those friends were, I guess, part of it, until I found wrestling, and then wrestling became to me like a brotherhood, which I felt like I belonged, and it was good for me, I think if it wasn't for wrestling, if it wasn't for sports in general, like I probably would have gone the other way, I don't think I took a real good stride until I hit 11th or 10th grade. 10th grade is when I really started to notice my skills develop to a whole nother level. To where I knew I can probably perform at a high level. At that age. I didn't know, like you said, I didn't know too many 11, 12, 13-year-olds that were doing the stuff we were. I mean, we were doing 300 push-ups a day, 500 sit-ups a day, and this is 6-7 days a week. These are little teens, and I don't remember too many people doing that at that age. I must have been like 14 or 15, and one of the assistant coaches that was coaching the wrestling team that I was in high school was fighting, and he invited me to the gym that he was training at. And man, I remember the first day they told me to get on my back and just don't let the guy down, or don't let the guy get up. Okay. I was like, all right, I mean, I'm a wrestler, I can keep a guy down. Yeah. And I fall back, he's in my full guard, and the guy just stands up and he just boom right to my face, and mounts me and hits me right in the face. And I'm like, what just happened? That was my first experience training MMA.
What is not to like about Kelvin Gastelum? Look at that combination. A crisp 1-2 and another one. And it was that uppercut right there, John. Went right to the back, didn't waste any time. Underneath the neck. And there's the tap. Kelvin Gastelum, how about that? Kelvin, an absolute beast.
Why is that so important? What does it mean for you to be a UFC champion?
I guess it means more than being a UFC champion. It means being a champion in life. You know what I mean? I've had to overcome a lot of obstacles in my life, along with my family, and we come from very humble beginnings. And it just means, we overcame. We're overcomers. And it would just mean much more than just a UFC championship. It would mean I don't know. It would just mean that we're over. You know, we're achievers. You know what I mean? No matter where we come from, we can achieve whatever we want.
Yeah, for the most part, I mean, I always go out there, you know, showing the Mexican colors. You know what I mean? And I'm very proud of my heritage and where my family comes from, and I want to be able to represent them and represent where we come from, and so that's important to me.
Yeah, I never stopped believing in myself. I never stopped believing in my skills, and never stopped believing in God. You know, as cliche as that may sound, I had faith in myself, had faith in God, and just kept trucking. And, you know, waking up, training, and dieting and losing the weight, I enjoyed every single day of this process, and so I'm in a good place mentally, physically, bro. I'm ready to go. That's always I'm always on that mindset. My mindset is on a mission for gold, always, and so. Yes, I'm always thinking about what's the path that'll take me to the title.
You know, I've been through ups and downs in my career. It's been very public, and man, all those events, the good and the bad, have led me to this point. I believe it's led me to be the person that I am now, and I feel like now is the time. You know what I mean? Before, those things I think needed to happen for me to be able to be the person I am now. And now I'm able to handle these things. Now I'm able to manage myself, you know, in a professional manner. And I feel like now is the time. I just realized that I got pushed to my limit, and my limit was way above it. You know, what I mean is I got pushed past my limits, and I got to realize that I don't have any limits, man. I can go past that now. And I'm excited for the future because it just opens up my eyes to so many things more.
You know, I'm my own worst critic and my own worst, you know, so I expect a lot better things for myself, and so my expectations of myself are really, really high, and you know, it's just what it is. But at the same time, and I just never stopped believing in myself, and that was the main thing, was never stop believing. I will go wherever the title is. It doesn't matter where it is. I will be there. I will make the weight, and I will win the fight, and I will take the title home. Yeah.